And Katie, the future of the Tampa Bay Rays has been dominating conversations on social media since Hillsborough County unveiled its proposed site for a new stadium in Ybor City. The possibility of the Rays moving over to the other side of the bay got us wondering if you would be more likely to go to a Rays game if the stadium was in Ybor. Head over to WTSP.com/vote now and let us know. Or you can vote in the free 10 News app. But let's make one thing perfectly clear here. This is just a proposal at this point. There are still a lot of things that have to happen before the Rays get a new home, and sports director Ryan Bass is breaking it down for us.
Yeah, Catalina, there's so much still in flux in regards to the Rays and their ballpark saga. And while the proposed Ybor site is a step up on the ladder, we're basically 2 feet off the ground, perusing up at a redwood. That's what we're looking at. We got a long way to go, and there's basically 2 massive hurdles to clear. A site that can be agreed upon in either Pinellas or Hillsborough County, and then the big challenge, financing. Yes, that big F. Let's begin with the first part, a set location for a new stadium. We're going to focus on this preferred Hillsborough County site in Ybor and the redesigned Trop site, which was pitched by Pinellas last year. The Rays and their county of choice will have to come to a conclusion on a designated site before financing can even be discussed. Will it be the waterfront location across the pond that many fans and even some within the organization desire, or keep it in a booming downtown St. Petersburg and bank on a new revitalized building to draw fans? Both gambles, but a preferred home has to be agreed upon first. And then here is the biggie. How do you pay for said stadium? Will Rays owner Stu Sternberg and the team pitch in a pretty penny? Who knows? They offered nearly $150 million in 2008 for a proposed park at Al Lang's site. Now, factoring inflation, that will have to rise to about 200 or maybe even 250 million. But will that even be enough to appease taxpayers? A new park will cost somewhere around 600 million. So who funds the rest? Taxpayers certainly won't after that debacle in Miami with Marlins Park basically being 80% publicly funded. So maybe a tourist tax eases the burden instead of Tampa Bay residents footing the bill. And how much does either of the counties kick in? There is a lot to consider. And again, guys, we are at the base of the ladder with a seismic number of steps ahead, but even small progress is a positive. Now, Catalina and I talked about a lot of this on Facebook Live, guys, and there was a lot of reaction from all of you, pretty much split down on the middle on whether it should be on the Hillsborough or on the Pinellas side.
And Ryan, as you noticed, one thing was pretty consistent here, and that is that convenience is key when it comes to attendance, right?
Absolutely.
That's what fans are looking for. So here are some of the comments we got. Benny said, St. Petersburg has a friendlier downtown, easy in, easy out. Tampa's downtown closes at 5 p.m. To get to any restaurants, you have to travel by car. St. Pete, everything is within blocks. And then we had another person who said, stay where they are. Building a new place still won't bring in tons of people, and it doesn't justify spending all that money on it.
But on the other hand, Jim said they're last in the league in St. Pete. Why stay there? He's true. 5 years in a row they've been last in attendance.
The elephant in the room.
That is true. Tampa is a proven sports city. Bring them here. It's just common sense. Jesse agreed, saying, I believe the move would be so beneficial to the Tampa Bay area. It will bring more fans because it's more convenient. It'll just be a great move overall.
All right, so that brings us to our poll. Where would you like to see this happen? We've been live with this all night for a little while here. So just go ahead and pull out your phone. You know, we can listen to what you have to say. We're asking you one important thing. You know, how likely are you to go to see a Rays game if they played in Ybor City? Here's how the voting is going so far.
And it's leaning in the Ybor City direction.
Yeah.
55% of you
but it's
saying
close.
yes. It is close, and that's what we've been talking about. A lot of people are split on this, but there are a lot more people in Tampa than in the Pinellas side. So you could see that vote kind of sway that direction. But again, a lot of people split on this decision.
Keep voting.
All right, guys. Now, if after all that you still don't think a stadium move affects you, here's what might change your mind. Nightside's Mark Rivera walks you through how it could even affect the outcome of St. Petersburg's contentious race for mayor.
I want to connect the dots for you on this. Hillsborough County Commissioner Ken Hagan didn't have to announce the possibility of a new Rays Stadium site this week in Tampa. 0 decisions have been made about whether they're leaving St. Pete to begin with, and we're hearing the announcement even took the Rays by surprise. So why did he do it now? The short answer is we don't know. But we are just 2 weeks away from a heated election for mayor in St. Petersburg, where the Rays' current stadium sits. It's an election that could determine the future of the Rays franchise in the city, or how millions of dollars will be spent on redevelopment at the Trop that will be necessary if they leave. I caught up with the candidates today. One candidate that this announcement could help, former St. Pete Mayor Rick Baker, a Republican. He denied knowing anything about the announcement beforehand.
I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it until I saw it, yeah.
So it caught you by surprise?
It did.
As much as
Well, I mean, there's been talk for some time that they're looking at a site in Hillsborough County. But as far as the announcement last night, that caught me by surprise. Kreisman's decision to give away this contract has been part of this election all along.
Here's what Mayor Rick Kreisman had to say.
I think the timing is a little interesting, especially since he seems to be the only one that knew about it. Mayor Buckhorn was taken by surprise. Apparently, some of his colleagues on the commission were taken by surprise, and the Rays were taken by surprise.
I went through all of the public campaign finance disclosures from both Baker campaign and dating back to 2007 for Hillsborough County Commissioner Ken Hagan. Neither has personally contributed to the other. Both are Republicans and get money from some of the same people and groups. Rick Kreisman only won the primary by 69 votes. So the question is, could new life to the Rays debate turn the tide? Mark Rivera, 10 News.
Okay, you might think this is really crazy. Even with all of this debate over the Rays Stadium over the last few years, and I had to read this twice, a recent Wallet Hub study actually landed St. Pete in the top 20 best baseball cities in the country. You heard that right. The city came in at number 17. Carolina's looking at me like, are you sure you got this right? Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
The study looked at 31 metrics, including the team's performance, average ticket price, and stadium accessibility. So why'd the city score so high? Wallet Hub ranks St. Pete third for stadium accessibility and cheapest ticket prices. So there you go.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, of course, we'll stay on top of this stadium saga and let you know as soon as any decisions are made.